movie fanatics coming at you from the chlorine-filled pool area here.
We haven't started choking yet.
We haven't started choking yet, so that's good. We're here. It's kind of when is Oscars? When's the big freaking day?
2 weeks from Sunday.
It's Oscar season, so I was kind of planning on this for months, actually, doing a video like this around this time of year, because I want to voice my opinion and also hear what I'm pretty sure I know his opinion is. I just want to do Oscar talk. I don't know if we'll talk about Oscar. If you want to talk about, you know, Oscars nominees, that's fine. But I just wanted to comment, as it is that time of year, and we're huge movie fanatics. It only makes sense to talk about Oscars in general. So that's what we're here to do. And why don't you take it off? My question to you is, well, I kind of know the answer, but what's your feeling about Oscars and why?
Well, here's the thing. I'm all for the Oscars, like, yay, go Oscars. But, and I'll sit there and I'll watch and I'll be entertained for a couple hours. But the Oscars have gotten so pretentious.
Meaning?
They want to pick things that aren't necessarily popular just because they're not the popular ones. Anything that makes money, well, shit, that's bad. And they take this sort of thought process. I mean, sometimes you get exceptions. That's why Titanic or Avatar got nominated, but both of those broke ground that no other movie had done before at the time. And it's Avatar with the technology to make the movie, so that was worthy of a Best Picture nomination. Same thing with Titanic. But like something like The Dark Knight, which critically was one of the best reviewed movies of the year, doesn't get a nomination, which is sort of strange because, like, if any movie that year deserved sort of a nomination, like, it's a freaking comic book movie that, like, blew everybody away. I mean, there was nobody that wasn't really blown away, and like something like that would deserve a nomination. And then the next year, because of, I think, the backlash of that, they decided to nominate 10 movies. And the 10 movies they nominated, you got a lot of ones that are like, oh, okay, thank God that got a nomination. But then you got like District 9, which is like, really? That
nominated for what, though?
Best Picture.
Huh?
And it's like, I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't Best Picture. There were certainly better movies that year. Like, that one got picked over, I thought even Star Trek was better than that movie. It came out the same year. And not that I thought Star Trek should have gotten a nomination, but then you get other movies like The Blind Side, which is just like, it's not a bad movie, it's a good movie, but it's so much like a Lifetime original with really good acting. I mean, that's the only difference. It seemed like over melodramatic. I mean, it's a good movie, but didn't deserve a nomination. They got to the point where they got too many movies to nominate. Now we just need to try to figure out what to nominate.
Out of the nominees.
Yeah, out of the nominees, but like really there's only one surefire winner each year, and you sort of know it going into the movie. Like everybody was like, well, King's Speech. Last year was kind of interesting because it was between King's Speech and Social Network. And Social Network leading into the Oscars was like, oh, that's going to win everything. And then got to the actual Oscar season, and suddenly there was a switch, and King's Speech ended up getting everything, which was kind of strange. But like the year before that, like, and like everybody knew in 2007 that No Country for Old Men was going to be the movie to get in the picture. It was almost as if the other movies didn't even need to be nominated. And that seems to happen a lot.
So I've heard you on reviews say like, oh, you know, the artist has got Oscar buzz. I'm gonna definitely check it out. I mean, obviously you place interest in
because I want to see.
I mean, importance.
I do want to see what is considered to be the best of the best for the year, and it's strange because a lot of the times I recognize quality within it, but like for the artist, I have a feeling that's only getting a nomination. I haven't seen it, so I really can't judge. But I have a feeling that it might be only getting nominations because it's a silent movie. And wow, we haven't seen one of those in 70 years or something like that. It's one of those situations where it's like, well, this hasn't been around. Is it really better than any other movie that came out this year, though? Like, I haven't seen it. It could be. As I said, I was telling him earlier, the soundtrack is playing in my store. I work at Barnes & Noble. We're playing the soundtrack ad nauseum, and it's just so good. Like, I'm the one that keeps putting it in the CD player. I'm sure my coworkers hate me, but it's a fantastic CD. So, I mean, like, it quite possibly could be great, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen, last year was interesting. I saw every movie that was nominated last year with the sole exception of, I did not see King's Speech, which ended up winning the Oscar. But I saw all 9 before the Oscars. All 9 of the other ones before the Oscars. And it's like, I thought there were better movies out there at the time, and I don't actually think that, like, I mean, it needed to be 10 nominations. It probably could have been 5.
What, is that more than normal? What's normal?
When they first came out, there was like 17 nominations for the very first year, and then after that there was like 10 for a while, and then it dropped down to 5, and there's only been 5 for so long, up until 2009, they put in 10. This year they nominated 9, which is such a stupid number, and like, that's really irritating. But, like, I don't know, this year is not really doing it for me. I didn't really like any of the things that were nominated. I mean, it's not that I didn't like the movies, they were good movies, but they just seem so obvious, and there's so ones that are only it's like the snob aspect, like, I'm only nominating this movie because it's really good and nobody's seen it, kind of thing. And then they keep away everything that has made a dime at the box office. And there are good movies that came out this year at the box office that were like smash hits that didn't get any nomination. The Marvel movies didn't even get nominated for special effects. Like, how do you not nominate Thor for special effects? That was the best special effects movie of the year in terms of just visual imagery. And it's like, come on. And it's like all the way around. Like, the music, Best Original Song only got 2 nominations this year. Like, what's the point of even having a category if you're only going to have 2 movies in it? And that's because their rules have gotten so strong that most things just couldn't be nominated. They could find 2 songs.
The song's too long, it's too short, it's too loud, it's too quiet.
One of the songs was from the Muppets, and it was a good song from the Muppets. I really like that song, and I'm sure it's going to win, and thank God if it does. But there were other songs within the Muppets that were better songs, and they didn't even get nominated. Like, I would have been fine if it was just 5 songs from the Muppets nominated, and just like, which one's gonna win it?
So, you said, thank gosh, that, you know, if it wins. My question to you is, who gives a shit if it wins?
Well, if it wins, like, a person who's won an Oscar,
so if Kermit wins an Oscar, then...
Well, like, the songwriters who win Oscars or something, they're Oscar winners now. They're going to get more asks to be, can you be involved in this project?
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like
if it's good, I mean, like, sometimes...
Well, good is
a
matter of opinion.
Kate Winslet, is the Kate Winslet principle. Like, she was nominated 1,000 times over, and she didn't win until 2009. But, like, just the fact that she got the nomination in the first place in the original times, it allowed her to get other projects, to get more nominations, but it allowed her to get more movies that are, it opens up the windows of opportunity that you never had before.
Which is, it's basically kind of a goddamn game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a joke game.
Yeah.
And you know what I really hate? I'm just going to say it. Oscars, I hate Oscars. I hate the whole idea of Oscars. I hate the idea of basically awards for anything. I mean, fucking the Grammys and shit. Mm-hmm. All this stuff. I think it's so bullshit, and I hate to see, I don't watch them obviously, but I hate when I ever see clips of all these high-hat, rich motherfucking popular bastards all, you know, with their, you know, $13,000 dresses and shit on there, sitting there watching, you know, what's his name, the guy from, you know, City Slickers, Billy Crystal, we're gonna have fun tonight, and they're just kissing each other's ass. Christ, I had a point I was going for, then I got off on my pissed off rant tirade. What did you say before I started talking?
Opening up opportunities.
Opening up opportunities. Yeah, it's just like it's just I don't know who, you know, how the Oscars got started, and I just think it's such like an exclusive. Oh, what I was gonna say is trailers. You see a trailer, like there's this trailer for a movie that I'm actually interested in seeing. It was on the Midnight in Paris Blu-ray called Roman Polanski, called Carnage. Have you seen the trailer?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that looks really cool. And one thing that pisses me off is like Academy Award nominee, Academy Award. Actually, no, they go Academy Award winner, Academy Award winner. This guy, Academy Award winner, and then Academy Award nominee. You know, so is that person not as good because they didn't win? I just think it's like whenever they put that in the trailers, it's like Academy Award nominee. It's like, so what? To me, it doesn't matter. Why do you think? And I guess my question is why people place importance on awards and Academy Awards.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it back in the day, the Academy switched. They used to give nominations not necessarily to the better art house films, the ones that were like the independent movies. They'd give it to like Around the World in 80 Days, which is, well, that made a lot of money that year, so that was the one that won Best Picture. And it's like, this, I mean, sure, it made a lot of money and it's fine, but it's not a great movie. Like, it was the reverse of what it is now. Now, if things made money, then it would get a nomination. That's why Jaws, that's why Star Wars got nominations. Granted, those are great movies and probably better than some of the ones that actually won. Although Star Wars went up against Annie Hall, and that actually is a tough battle. But the point is that like now, if a movie makes money, well then it's not good.
I understand.
And I'd say nowadays, movies that make a lot of money actually are pretty damn good comparatively to how it was back in the day, where like sometimes if a movie made a lot of money, it wasn't necessarily the greatest thing in the world. And you still get that now with like the Transformers. But
I guess my question is, where did the Academy come from, and why does everyone think what they think matters so much? And the games that is played, like you said, I mean, if someone gets nominations, you know, it helps their career. Obviously, if someone wins, it could help their career, kind of thing. Why? My question is why, and why does what the Academy says matter? And
here's what I think it is. Because Kevin Smith was in town once and around Oscar time, so we asked who he thought, this was in 2005, who he thought was going to be Best Picture, and he was like, I think it's going to go to Crash, but I want to see Brokeback Mountain get the win. And he's like, that's the one I voted for. So then he started explaining the process, and from what I understand from what he said, actors vote on actors. And all the actors, like, who are Academy members.
Oh, directors vote on Best Director?
Directors vote on directors.
Wait,
directors don't vote on.
You gotta be a member of
the Academy. Like Kevin Smith. I have no idea. If it costs, I doubt Kevin Smith did. Because he said he's not huge into the Oscars thing. He was that year because he really, really liked Brokeback Mountain. But he was saying but like everybody can sort of vote on.
I guess my question is, it's completely unnecessary, and I guess my question is, yeah, whose goddamn idea was it? And if you really look at it, I mean, it's kind of just stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. Well, I was just interested in seeing your take on it and getting into it.
It is stupid. Like, I mean, everybody likes to be recognized for doing quality work. So I mean,
but
like,
quality work is a matter of opinion.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, I saw American Beauty.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
You didn't like that?
I didn't like
that. That's 4 stars easy. But anyway.
Well, that makes my point, which is quality.
Actually, that movie is touted as being the worst movie to ever win Best Picture by a lot of people.
Good. I think I'd agree with that.
I'd say Gladiator is far worse. But
Gladiator is fucking horrible.
There you go. So there you have it. But
I just get so pissed off this time. I've had people who knew me, who knew, obviously, I mean, everyone that knows me knows I'm a huge movie fanatic. And I've had people say, like, they knew me but didn't know me enough to be like, oh yeah, you know, the Academy Award, you gonna watch it? And I'm like, no. And it's like, oh, I thought you're not really a movie fan then, you know? And it's like, no, I'm so much of a movie fan that I don't give a shit. Not to say that you have to not give a shit to be a movie fan. I understand that everyone has their own opinions, but I just think it's funny that the person who is an amateur movie fan would just assume that I care about the Oscars.
Well, it's because it's the like Super Bowl kind of.
Well, that's just it. It's the Super Bowl of the movies, the yearly, the annual movie, whatever. And I feel the same way about sports. It's like, oh boy, you spend all season to do this, and you win the Super Bowl, then what? So what? Yeah. That's the way I feel about sports. You won, okay. Who gives a shit? Hopefully we can win again. You know, what's winning? I obviously it probably has, money obviously has to do with everything. Winning Super Bowl, winning Academy Awards, it affects your career. But what? It's just so weird. It's
depends on the movie too. Like, I mean, like when Titanic won, what did that really have to prove? Like, but when Rocky won, Rocky had something to prove. Like, this was a person, they wouldn't even let him direct the movie because, like, who are you? Like, you're lucky you're even being in the movie. Like, we'll take your script. You're lucky you're even in this movie. You're not directing it. And, like that was such a win. Like that, what a moving moment in history where he did it. He went. His movie that he made that became, he was the underdog. It was the true Rocky story that you saw in the movie and ended up being at the Academy Awards. Like, he ended up, and it gave him a career forever.
But the question is, what does it matter if it won the Academy? See, to me, what matters is that the movie became as popular as it did. Yeah. That matters because, I don't know, to me that matters because you want, I guess if you create something, you want people to see it, I guess you want people to like it, but to me what the Academy thinks about it, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And like you say with Titanic, I mean, that had already made money.
I mean,
so what's the point?
Probably, I wouldn't have given that Best Picture because I thought there were better movies that year, but it certainly deserved a nomination. Like,
I don't know. I just, like I say, I can't buy into it. I can't.
It's recognizing good work for being.
Like I say, good work is subjective.
Yeah, but from a lot of people's opinion, like you're getting.
Yeah, well, Transformers by a lot of people's opinion. You know.
Even people who like the Transformers though don't actually like it that much. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can make something that a million people like, or you can make something that 1,000 people love. Which one's better at the end of the day? Well, somebody loves this, even though it's a smaller niche group, but they need.
Yeah, but do we need the Academy to say, you know, this is worthy of being liked? No.
No. I sort of see. I think you're looking at it from like grading the movie's perspective. I'm looking at it from the grading the work put into the movie's perspective. Like it's recognizing work for being good work at the end of the day. Like as I say, like Avatar wasn't the best movie that year, but like James Cameron deserved the Oscar for it that year because like he put such damn hard work into that thing. Like he deserved to get a little recognition for it.
It's a never-ending. I mean, it's all a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's opinion at the end of the day. That's what my whole argument is about. Is that every movie, there isn't really a good movie or a bad movie. There's just movies people like and movies people don't like. And there's fans to there's probably hardcore fans to Saw movies. Mm-hmm. There's hardcore fans to Harry Potter movies. You know, there's probably hardcore fans of Human Centipede movies. You know, so
I met one.
You've met one before.
Yeah. The other day in the store, he was creepy.
Okay, was he buying part two?
No, he was buying. No, he was just telling me how he was a bus driver, a Metro Transit guy, and he.
Not knocking bus drivers.
No, but he was just saying like how it was fantastic. He just loved that movie. It was so twisted and fucked up, and I was like, yeah, but do you like it just because it's twisted and fucked up? And he couldn't really explain to me why he liked it.
That's why people like, you know. Someday I think we'll have to probably, maybe if we ever do, just take a general look at the entire Saw series and say what we say, or say what we think about it. Yeah. But yeah, I think we've worn out our welcome. I just wanted to get his opinion. I wanted to tell the world my opinion for people who think, you know, that know I'm a movie fan, who think I give a shit about what the Oscars. I don't like, you know, sports. I don't like anything where there's any kind of competition where you've got like a winner. Because what the fuck does that mean? What does the winner mean? It doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean really anything. So if you're done, I'm done. Catch you later.